Hey Denver, happy Friday. Thanks for watching Friday Mail. I'm Eulois Cleckley, Executive Director of Denver Public Works, and I'm filling in for Mayor Hancock this week. So for those of you who do not know what the Public Works Department does here for the city and county of Denver, let me take some time to explain it to you. One, we are responsible for planning, designing, and building out our street system, as well as managing and maintaining our sidewalks. We also are responsible for picking up trash and composting from the 178,000 households that we service throughout the city. And we also are responsible for managing the thousands of miles of sewer and sanitary lines that exist within the city. So we touch every single resident and every single business, and we are one of the largest agencies within the city and county of Denver. We have 1,400 dedicated public servants, and very happy to be in a leadership role that I've been in for the past 10 months, leading this dedicated group of staff to make sure that we make the lives of those that live and work here much better. I came most recently from Houston. I was the deputy director of what is called the Council of Governments there, was involved in a lot of planning work. And then before I was in Houston, I was in Washington, D.C., working with the Washington, D.C. Department of Transportation. I lived in a variety of different cities and a lot of locations and worked for public and private sector entities, and I'm very proud of the work that we have going on here as it relates to our department, and very excited as we move forward to accomplish all of the expectations from the residents that live here, and to make sure that we deliver in projects in the most effective and efficient manner. So with that being said, let's jump right in. We do have the first letter that comes from Martin Stromer, who wanted to thank our team for a recent interaction that he had during a trash pickup team. And so Martin wrote, when our garbage was collected on Monday, the driver noticed my wife, Barbara, looking at him from our kitchen window and gave a hearty wave to her. We are an aged, housebound couple, and his friendly greeting really meant a lot to someone who rarely gets outside. Also, the drivers are always on time, courteous, and tidy. And so thank you very much, Martin and Barbara, for writing in and really acknowledging the hard work that our solid waste management team is engaged in every day. It's a difficult job to drive around the city in a safe manner and to make sure that you're providing the adequate services that all the residents deserve. And so very happy to see that we're living up to that expectation, and we will continue to keep it up and make sure we meet the needs of all the people that live here in the city. So a couple of other topics that have been coming through the pipeline that are of interest to a lot of folks and are in the responsibility of the Department of Public Works. One has to deal with the new innovation that's hit our streets and our sidewalks in the past couple of months, and I'm talking with respect to scooters. And so back in May, we were introduced to the new mode of transportation and innovation, and we are accepting of new innovation. We're an inclusive city. We want to make sure that we're providing those opportunities to have folks be able to get around and solve the mobility challenges that exist for folks here in the city. And so as we are accepting of this new technology, we are in the process now of making sure that any new technology like dockless scooters that come into the city is being done in an effective manner and is meeting the goals of the city. The mayor has a very aggressive plan through his mobility action plan to make sure that we're providing a multitude of multimodal transportation options, and scooters could perhaps fit that mold of providing those first and last mile connections to transit, to people's places of employment and the like. And so we did develop a program to make sure that we permit and actually make an attempt to try to legalize the scooters, at least in the short term. We developed a pilot program through our transit amenities program, which really is set up to encourage the use of transit, which really means the use of bus and rail throughout the city and county of Denver. And so what you will see out throughout the city is the requirement for scooters to, in the morning time, be placed at transit stops, so bus and rail stops. and make sure that those are placed in a manner that does not block the sidewalk so people can access the sidewalk and walk safely. But also people can choose to use that form of transportation. We encourage as they use a scooter that due to the fact that the scooter is classified as a toy vehicle and of course with state code, it limits where the scooter can travel currently, and it limits it to the sidewalk. And so due to the fact that we have to meet those specific rules and regulations, right now, individuals that choose to use a scooter to get around, you're limited to the sidewalk. However, there is a requirement that if you're using it on a sidewalk, that you must operate it safely and must yield to pedestrians. We have heard a lot from the community that there is a safety concern with just limiting the use of the scooters to the sidewalk. And so we are actively looking at ways in which we can add additional locations and areas that the scooters can operate in a safe manner. And so we encourage people, if you do have comments or concerns about our dockless mobility program, there is an actual email that you can log on to and send in your comments. And so that email is docklessmobility@denvergov.org. Again, docklessmobility@denvergov.org. Please send an email. It'll come directly to our staff here, and it'll really help us and provide more feedback as we build out the pilot program and then move into a more permanent program that we make sure that whatever we craft is safe and as efficient and as effective as possible for those that live here. And so moving on to another program that I wanted to take the time to mention, and this is something that actually came up as a part of Mayor Hancock's State of the City address back in July, is that we've recently initiated a new program, a new initiative called Community Care Day. This is a program that is unique. We had our first launch of Community Care Day about 2 weeks ago in the West Colfax neighborhood. This program is really set up to provide the resources in a specific neighborhood to provide those quick fixes and really address the needs that have been identified by the residents in a specific neighborhood. We started off in the West Colfax. What we ended up doing is actually going out and filling potholes. We removed graffiti. We did street sweeping. We cleaned up debris and trash throughout the neighborhood. We worked with our parks department to trim trees. We did all of this to make that neighborhood much better and make sure that we are being active and quickening the pace of how we deliver our services throughout the city. And so our next Community Care Day will occur on November 17th in the Sun Valley neighborhood. More information will be sent out about how you can participate. But when we are out in the neighborhood, please feel free to come by when we are present. It's an opportunity to meet city leaders. It's an opportunity to walk the neighborhood. And it's an opportunity for you to go and identify needs that we can quickly fix on that day. So again, we're trying to quicken the pace of how we deliver our services, be more efficient, and do it at the same time where we're learning from the neighborhoods that we're trying to serve. And so please be on the lookout for November 17th for the next Community Care Day. And then lastly, I would like to mention a new exciting project that will be launching next week. It is going to be actually the first city-supported transit service ever. And we have partnered with a shared mobility company called Chariot to help provide what is called micro-transit. So these are transit services that are actually being provided that otherwise would not be provided by our regional transit provider. And what we have done is identified a gap in that service and invested into that micro-transit so we can move people from Capitol Hill to Cherry Creek. Cherry Creek is a vibrant area where there's a lot of employment, and a lot of the individuals that actually need to be able to get to their jobs in Cherry Creek actually reside in Capitol Hill. But we're also opening up this type of program to anybody that wants to use it between those 2 points. The launch date for this Chariot. So it's called the City Shuttle, and the launch date for this will occur on October 25th. The service will be for 3 days during the week, which is the peak time of when the service is actually going to be needed, and it will be free of charge. And so this is a pilot program for the next 6 months. We are very excited about this because, again, it harkens back to the fact that this city is innovative. Our department, along with Transportation Solutions, who is the Transportation Management Association that we've partnered with to bring this pilot program to bear. It's an exciting time to use new ways to be able to move people in the most effective manner as possible. And so again, launch date is on October 25th. The service actually starts the 26th. But if folks want to come out and learn more about this new transit option between Capitol Hill and Cherry Creek, please feel free to come out on the 25th so you can see and learn about the look and feel of this new service. But more importantly, if you have the time, please log on to chariot.com where you'll learn more about how you can download the app and the more specifics about this pilot project. And so that's a lot of information, I know, but we're very excited here at Denver Public Works. We have a ton of work that we have going on, and it's a very exciting time to be in the leadership position I'm in, and I'm very proud of our staff and how we're moving things forward. And so thank you for watching. Please have a great weekend. Again, you can find Denver Public Works and the information about our projects and our services that we provide on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or if you type in denvergov.org/publicworks in your web browser, you'll be able to find that same type of information as well, and you'll see all of our updates about all the exciting things we have going on in the city and the work that Public Works is engaged in. So thank you very much and have a great weekend.